Hi everybody, it's TDK back again. We've got some more videos coming out now, and I'm going to apologise for the fact that it took an extra 2 weeks on top of the 2 weeks that I said I would require. I guess I just wanted a break, felt a bit burnt out and stuff like that, and it ended up going on a little bit longer than it probably should have. So I'm back again and hopefully releasing content on a daily basis as I was previously. And firstly, to just get back into things nice and easy, we have a DM3 between Fusion, a 2010 lineup of Fusion, with Nitram, also known as Valor, from Fragomatic, and Skilla, Slabby and Tom. And for tVS, the Viper Squad, we have Blaze, Eminem, Milton and Xanthem. So very, very powerful tVS lineup there. That was their I wouldn't say all-star team for a very long time, but it was their team which it was a team that was the most successful for tVS, and they were always this lineup of 4 players. It was always that core 4, and they never really switched anyone in or out, and until later on before they folded. But this game should probably be quite crushing, as Fusion, from what I can remember, weren't too hot at that point in time, but we will see. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. So let's just get into it. And I've got auto track on, I think. Let's have a look. Auto track on. Okay, so let's get into this. So I would be predicting a crushing defeat for Fusion here, considering that tVS were really good. And they have Milton, of course, and Xanthem, 2 of the best players of all, best 4 and 4 players of all time. There we go, got there in the end. And so let's just have a pause now. Oops. Okay, so after 12 seconds we can pause and look at the situation. We've got Skilla with a pen for Fusion, and if we look at the top right, although it's a bit hard to see the top right if he's looking into the sky, so we can see that Skilla's got the pen, and he was the yellow spawner, and Tom got the rocket launcher, but he's about to die, and Slabby got the shaft, and this doesn't leave tVS with much other than the quad and the ring. So right now, the better spawns have definitely gone to Fusion, but let's see. I want to see what Blaze is going to do with this quad. He's looking to pressure this. Oops, my bad. He's looking to pressure this yellow area here, and he will not find anyone. Ah, there we go. He finds the shaft. So brilliant work. tVS were always really good at tracking down weapons, and that's what he did there. And he manages to kill that remaining weapon. And now it's only going to be Skilla. If Skilla should get this weapon. Skilla should get this rocket, as he does. He is now the only weapon on the map, and the weapons are going to be spawning in. The LG should be spawning in now as well, and it will be Tom who gets that. So Fusion again looking good with the weapons right now. Skilla looking strong for the quad, and he's really got to make sure that he protects his armor and stuff like that, so that he can make a good quad run and make sure that the correct areas are safe. The areas that need to be safe are indeed looked after by Skilla, but in fact he does get blocked, and he falls down to the hill, and he's getting flooded down slowly but surely. Surprised he's still alive at this point, and Xanthem is going to pick up that quad instead of Skilla. And I mean, that's the thing. You can always say that it's too easy to get over eager when you're in a position like Skilla there, and giving away your position can be really devastating to you in some situations in QuakeWorld, and sometimes he will be fine in that spot and sometimes he's not, but this was the case that he was not fine this time. And Xanthem capitalizes on it, gets that quad for tVS, and now tVS are looking good on the red armor room, and they're looking to really seize control of the weapons room now, and make sure that they've got tabs on every single weapon that's coming in and out of that room, so that they can kill him, that they can deny armors, deny routes of escape, with their great team communication. And here we go, we've got stacked Eminem with red mega and with a shaft, although only 2 cells. He's ready to quad run into, I would imagine, the weapons room, and this is the way he's going to go. He finds Tom, but does take a rocket to the face, so good rocket from Tom there. And he will be deflected by that rocket, basically. Back into the red. He can't do anything. He has no cells, he has no armor to speak of, so it's just going to be Eminem playing a little bit cautiously now. He does get his cells and he decides to go balls to the walls to Pent. And he did find someone, but I guess his teammate called him over there was what happened there for help, as he spotted a weapon over there and he was in trouble, so that's why Eminem rushed over there so quickly. And Eminem really didn't have much better to do. You can often be put into weird situations when you're the guy who has the shaft with low amounts of cells. It can be too easy sometimes to think that you're more important than you are, because a low amount of cells is kind of useless, and if you're spending that time running around looking for cells and not helping the weapons room, then you're not actually doing anything for sometimes for quite a while. So that can be quite a dangerous thing sometimes, as it allows the other team to get more of a stronger grip onto the weapons room, as you're not there to pressure it. But here we go, Xanthem's quad running through the weapons room, always a risky maneuver. Got to be careful of those discharges from the enemy team. Luckily though, there was nothing there to discharge him. Xanthem in the ever troubling position of having to run through that area with the 2 spawns. And there's only 6 spawns on this map, so it's not that unlikely that people will actually spawn there when you're running through, especially if your team's in control, and decent control with a lot of weapons and there's flooding going on. Then people are going to be spawning there on your face, so if you're low, it's always very risky. But it's the risk you have to take sometimes to get those cells, to get some extra health. And Fusion, in all the confusion, will... oh wow, Fusion in all the confusion, eh? Managed to get that quad, although he doesn't get it with anything more than a boomstick, so tVS are going to be happy with that result, that they gave away the quad, but it was only a boomstick, and oftentimes that is completely fine to do that. As long as you're making sure that you're keeping hold of this red as they are and the weapons, then giving the quad away to a boomstick isn't really of any consequence. Even in just holding this yellow room, applying this pressure onto this area so that he's really locked out the other team from both armors really, and that is pretty huge. And now this Pent is coming up and he's able to keep position up here from the window room, and he will drop down in time as he doesn't see any teammates there, and there were a lot of enemies, so even though making good decisions, and he does get the Pent. And so now tVS are looking really good as he kills that quad rocket of Valor. tVS looking really good into this game, and if this game turns out like a rip game, which many tVS games in fact did, because tVS were extremely good when they were playing, then I might cut this one off early and do another one. I mean, no one wants to really see a crushing defeat. We want to keep the games as interesting as possible, and so we'll go to the 10-minute mark and see what happens at that next Pent. Normally the Pent is a great way to see, because I mean in QuakeWorld you're often going to be able to get these games where a team will go like 80 frags behind, and then they'll be able to like maybe scoop up a Pent and steal it, and then the enemy team will lose loads of weapons, and you will get your Pent with a rocket launcher and stuff like that, and all of a sudden you've got some control back, and then you get your lock going for a while, and all of a sudden 80 frags turns into like 60 frags, and then 20 frags, and then it's even and stuff like that. That happens quite frequently, so we shall give them the chance of the next Pent. And here we have, who was it? It was Skiller. No, sorry, it was, I can't see their names on I can't see their short nicks because of their freaking tVS names. I can just see tVS, as you can see in the top right. So I don't actually know who that rocket launcher was, but he was doing a good job trying to play defensively in the red armor room there. And that is always a good place to keep a rocket launcher. There's so many tight corridors that it can be a very positionally strong area if you know how to play it. And as we can see there, although the quad guy got that red armor, he wasn't able to actually push in to actually finish off that weapon, so that's always like this constant threat in his mind that weapon is still alive there. And here we go, we've got Blaze with the shaft coming from the SMG area, gets that quad, pushes everyone off with the shaft, great work there, and grabs the quad. So now he's got quad shaft with 5 cells, more than enough to get a kill on the rocket and maybe get some more cells. And here he wants to do some damage, but he's very wary, he's quite low, he's only got 50 armor and 90 health to work with, so he's got to be careful of the positions he chooses, and he does find Skiller there, and Skiller had more cells for him, which was lucky. So now he's back to 5 cells. So going for this red armor, and he still has killing power, so much killing power with the quad, but now it's out, and he will get this red, and he's going to be looking to get this shaft ammo and then get himself onto the next quad. And if he can get the next quad without wasting any cells, he's going to be very scary. He's going to need that pack of cells to be able to do anything, and that's kind of the... Oh, he's so stacked as well. Here we go, 17 cells, super stacked. Quad is spawning in 7 seconds. He's got to make sure he uses his SMG well, as he is not going to want to waste any of his cells. Got to keep those alive. There we go, we've got the pick up of the quad. Kills one rocket launcher. Insta-gibbed him there with the one single cell of the shaft. Got some more cells. Is that hill trying to look for these frags. Picks up another spawner. And we'll find another one, and there's the rocket launcher, and he can't hit any cells. Oh, unfortunate for Blaze there. Very uncharacteristic that he wouldn't be able to hit anything in that spot. But nonetheless, good work from Fusion, and that does mean that they'll actually get red control back, and now it's a 42 frag difference on the game. And this, if they get this next pen, everything could turn around dramatically for Fusion here. And Slabby, absolutely stacked, going to be looking to do some good work with this rocket launcher. And as he is on position on this it's below lifts area, quad and ring area, he's going to make sure that his team definitely have control of this quad. Locking down the window entrance there. He does get the quad, no problem. So Slabby, it's all up to you now. You need to be able to kill Blaze. Where is Blaze? Well, because I can't see the names, I'd actually know Blazes, but good rocket from Slabby there, under pressure. Got to be so careful, it's so difficult to play with a quad rocket launcher. I mean, you know how much splash damage there is in this game with rockets. Imagine having a quad that can be very perilous to one's own health. And Slabby handled it really well, got a rocket kill out of it, secured another rocket for his teammate, and now him and Tom just have to make sure that they help each other in this red armor room to just secure these reds. And Tom weak on the ring now, and does get taken out by the shaft there. And a huge battle at this ring area, which is kind of weird considering that see, pen was delayed, that's what. Okay, so I didn't realise pen was so delayed, and Skiller manages to get that, so and Skiller picks up the quad as well, so awesome result for Fusion. And interesting, I don't know who delayed the pen or how that actually came to be. I'm pretty sure that wasn't what happened at the start, but delaying pen is often a strategy that people like to go to, because if you can delay the pen without the other team knowing about it, then they will all arrive there early, and you can pick up the quad in the ring, and then all of a sudden you have a quad ring and you can attack Pent with that. But I don't know what happened there, but I think that both teams knew the Pent time, and that's often what happens with good teams, and that's why people don't usually do it anymore at the very high level, because it's very easy to basically figure out when the Pent spawns by knowing when the Pent ends, because the Pent only lasts 30 seconds, so when the Pent's ending you just have to count 30 seconds backwards to learn when it spawned. And anyways, Skiller looking pretty good. He's got a fight imminent here. He's got to win this fight. He's got some help from Tom, and gets attacked from the window, but he manages to do a good job defending there. And it's only a 60 frag difference really, so it's still very doable. Skiller's got to be careful now. He's really low. Just needs this red. That's all he's thinking about. Just need to get this red, and now he's going to go for some health. And if he can survive all these spawners, that will be a good result. However, there's a lot of tVS shafts walking around the map, so Skiller's got to be careful that he doesn't run into one of those shafts. Shaft being the rocket launcher killer weapon. It's the weapon that you use to ambush and annihilate any rogue rocket launchers. Skiller getting pushed back again, just seems to take so much damage. Very unlucky for him, but he does manage to keep his position on red, so he's going to be able to scoop up one more red, and Nitram's going to be going for this quad, and he manages to take it, so denying it. I like that play. I mean, some teams may have tried to get Skiller onto that, but the risk of Skiller dying with that rocket launcher is so high that they'd rather just deny the quad, then try to actually take it with a weapon, because basically it's the same thing, because Skiller would be at so much risk to dying there, and it is a good play. So tVS building themselves up at this yellow area. They clearly don't have red control yet, but here we go. We're going to see an attack onto this quad area by tVS, and Immonen does actually get taken down. Excuse me. And Slabby working this red and rocket launcher very well at the ring area, and nice little aid there from Skiller to help rocket jump Slabby to that yellow, although I don't think that was a good move. Team damage everywhere, and Fusion going to be trying to get themselves onto this quad, but they took too much damage in the process, and tVS were just stacking up in the yellow area of the map, and that allowed them to strongly contest that quad. After enough damage was dealt, they could just bum rush it with the weapons blast, the weapons behind the boomstickers, bum rushing it, and that was all they needed. But Tom managing to get a really good surprise onto Blaze there. I'm kind of unsure how he was so surprised. He wasn't exactly hidden, Tom, that is. Wasn't very hidden. But Tom's holding onto this red armor room for dear life. He needs to keep this alive. If he can keep this room, then his team have hope in this game. And he does indeed get the red, so there is hope for his team. And Tom needs some health, and as we know from what I said previously, the people spawning in that area is pretty likely in the SMG telly area there, but Tom is here in time for quad, and he's going to want to pressure this weapons room. He has to keep the weapon count low, tVS, and there we go. He takes a horrible pine to the face there, and that's really dangerous. Now he's going in huge amounts of trouble, finds another rocket launcher. His teammate's going to escort him up through, and it wasn't good enough. He was just too low, and he ends up dying anyway. But the new red armor does go to Nitram, however, and it's only a 46 frag game, so with 5 minutes left and the pen coming up, it's all going to be down to this pen. The next pen is going to shape how the game's going to go, and Milton is maybe he might make it. The pen is delayed, so the pen's in 9 seconds. Milton might get there with that red armor, and Nitram though will get the ring. So is Nitram going to be able to steal it with that ring? No, he's not there. No one is really there soon enough, and air rocket attempts spoiled there by someone. I didn't see who it was, which is a shame. I can't cast blame. tVS telefrag. I have no idea who this is. This is Xanthem then, I guess. So Xanthem running around with his pen, and gets that, doesn't get that mega actually, but it doesn't matter. He's going to make the nice rocket jumps, get himself onto position onto this red armor, and finishing your pent run onto the red armor is the textbook move, and there is a reason for that. It is basically the smartest thing you can do. I mean, you're going to lose all your armor on your pent run. Pent is only health invulnerability, it's not invulnerability of the armor either, so you're going to lose all your armor, and red control is paramount, and he does get taken out there. Unfortunately for him, his rockets weren't good enough to push the enemy players back. He does get killed, and that's going to be a huge blow for tVS, and this is going to give Fusion a great chance. Now Xanthem wasn't able to shut down that yellow area. Now it opens up the game hugely for Fusion, and now as we can see, Milton doesn't really have any way to get onto this quad, and although Immonen does manage to kill it, Immonen does, I think, lose his weapon in the process. Or maybe he does. Actually, no, he didn't. He didn't lose his weapon in the process, and Milton still has control of this quad. So it's actually looking kind of even. If Fusion can stack up on these yellows and make sure that they get a strong contestation onto the quad by setting up early, getting position early, then they have a chance in this. They really have a chance. And Milton, though, there's no setup anywhere really apart from Slabby, and him alone isn't going to be enough. And he does have position though, as Milton got pushed down, and Milton's pretty weak, but Milton has some friends over at the red area picking up the red, but it seems like it's all going to be down to whoever that is with the red in the shaft. I can't see because of the short nicks. Damn you, tVS. Okay, so it was Immonen, and Immonen will get, no, he's going to give it to Blaze. Blaze has just Blaze has the weapons and the ammo, but he doesn't have the health and armor, so I don't know if I agree with that necessarily. As you can see, that mega spawning there was tremendously lucky, and it doesn't even assure that he will survive this ordeal. With 2.5 minutes left, tVS getting this power up, I can't help but feel like it's curtains now for Fusion. And Blaze just cockily just sitting at the mid with no armor, just shooting rockets up, and Tom's gonna almost kill him with the nail gun, and Blaze indiscriminately killing now, teammate or no, doesn't care. So yeah, I'm gonna call it right now because 2 minutes and 80 frags when tVS have a 3-weapon lead now, as that ordeal just occurred. Fusion just losing all their weapons at the ring there, and tVS taking very little damage in the process. I'm going to call it, and this was an interesting game, a nice little warm-up for me to get back into it. I haven't done this like a month, so I'm feeling really rusty and feeling like I'm brain farting too much, and I feel like, yeah, so I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to keep making content though, as I previously did, as people liked it. I'm also going to be probably doing some StarCraft stuff, as I do like StarCraft, and I play StarCraft. So we'll see what happens with that. But if I do, I doubt it will be anything kind of play-by-play-ish. I'm sure there's 100,000 people on YouTube who can play-by-play StarCraft better than me. But I'm sure I have other stuff to offer though. But you will see it when you see it. As for anything else, I haven't had anything else planned really. I've been kind of generally away from Quake, literally ever since I left. I haven't really touched it at all. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this game as we close out the last 20 seconds. And tVS definitely the victors here with almost 100 frag scoreline. Fusion did well to basically keep it close for the first 15 minutes of the game. And really at the last pen was where it started to get out of hand, started to drift away. I mean, there were periods where they brought it back from 80 frags to 60 to 40 frags and so on, but inevitably tVS, being the giants, the titans of QuakeWorld that they were, managed to get the win in the bag. So thanks for watching. I apologise for the rust on my talking abilities, and I'll see you guys next time.